What it do, what it do, what it do. This is Broadcast for WHS, and I'm your host, Mel, live in the flesh. And this is my co-host with the most, Susie Toscano. Good afternoon, Wildcats.
Hey guys, for those of you who are new to this show, Whitney High School Live is a broadcasting system where we showcase performances, host interviews, and give you guys upcoming announcements.
Speaking of announcements, if you would like to order a yearbook, don't forget that they are available in the finance office for $90. Also in the finance office, don't forget to pick up your Knots Walkathon slips because they are due before September 20th. Now we're going to throw it over to an interview with our new art teacher, Mr. Heck.
Hey guys, I'm Alyssa and I'm here joined by Mr. Heck to ask a few questions about himself. So Mr. Heck, if you could be a color, what color would you be?
I don't actually have a favorite color, but if I was a color, I'd probably be yellow. Yeah.
What's something not art related that you do in your free time?
I like to go camping in the desert and motorcycle riding.
What's your favorite piece from any like medium or art genre?
So I really like Picasso's Guernica. That's one of my favorite ones. But I also like sculpture by Giacometti. Gotta use your hand, Giacometti.
Do you have any favorite students so far?
No, none.
Would you call yourself talented in what you do?
Yeah, I'd say sculpture is probably my best medium as far as what I do.
What's your favorite class to teach out of all your classes?
Probably ceramics.
And how's your experience at Whitney been so far? How do you like it?
Everyone's been great. The kids are awesome. Having a great time so far. So I'm looking forward to many more years.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Now let's throw it over back to our hosts.
That was one heck of an interview. Thank you guys. Next up, we have a safety segment from Rachel.
We want to take a moment to discuss a serious topic to help promote everyone's safety here at school this year. What to do in an emergency. We're probably all familiar with an earthquake drill. In the event of an earthquake, be sure to drop to the floor and get under a piece of furniture to protect your neck and head. If you're outside, be sure to get away from any buildings, trees, or anything else that can fall on you. If there is a fire on campus, move away from the fire and move away from the smoke that may be filling the hallways. Now, Whitney's primary evacuation location is the grass field outside. Line up at the painted room number of the class that you were in when the event took place. If an emergency happens at snack, lunch, or after school, line up at the painted room number of your second period. Now, there's two other types of emergencies we want to prepare for, and for that we'll throw it over to Alyssa and Mr. Spratt.
Hey guys, it's me again, and this time I'm joined by Mr. Spratt to talk about a few safety procedures. So we've heard the terms lockdown and active shooter before. We just want to know, like, what's the difference between the two?
Well, the difference of lockdown means that you stay in place where you are. If you're outside, you need to get to the nearest safe classroom, get inside a building. The administration will be in communication with the local authorities. There's usually something happening off campus, and so we want to know where everybody is to keep you safe. At that time, you are basically, like it says, locked down. Don't go to the restroom, don't go to the locker room, don't go to your lockers, just stay where you are until you get further directions. Whereas an active shooter drill or an active shooter situation means that there is an immediate threat to the campus and it's not safe to remain here at that point. Keep in mind though that anytime we do an active shooter drill, we will never do a surprise one. You'll always know in advance when it's coming, and we won't use sound effects, we won't pull fire alarms, anything like that. We don't want to increase anxiety.
And I know that there are three terms that we should remember in case there ever is an active shooter on campus, those three terms being run, hide, and fight. So what would run mean in a situation like this?
Run is the primary go-to. It means, again, the campus is not safe to remain at, and so you run away. Run away from the sounds, the danger, whatever that is. We're going to go out and open up the gates as well, but you don't need to wait for that. You can certainly go over the fence, go over the wall, go to the nearest safe place, whether that's a local neighbor's house here, a building at the park, or the local school, a business. You just wanted to be somewhere safe, and then monitor social media, your email. We're going to send out phone messages. We're going to communicate to get you reunited with your parents.
And what about hiding?
Hiding, if you can't run away from the situation, then you take security in the nearest safe place, usually your classroom. Get in there, lock the door with your peers, barricade the door with some objects, turn the lights off, and get low to the ground.
And then fight, how would that relate to the situation?
Well, fighting, if all of those previous options are not available, you need to defend yourself. And so over the course of the next days and weeks in your different classes, I encourage you to take a look around and see what objects there are that you can improvise if you need to ever defend yourself.
And what is the purpose of these drills? Like, why do we do them?
The conversation can certainly be scary, maybe a little bit, and going through them may cause a little anxiety or so, but it's really to just give you the knowledge, empower you with what to do in the scenario. Should it ever happen, keep in mind schools, and Whitney's High School in particular, are some of the safest places that you can ever be. But hopefully you can also take that knowledge with you out into the public if you're ever going out when you leave here. So,
Throw it over.
all right, let's throw it over to our hosts.
Thank you for that. Well, that's all we have for the show today, Whitney, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great day, guys.